In this video I am gonna show you how to solve a Sudoku game in Python with backtracking. Sudoku is a puzzle game. As you see in this grid, like some of the cells are gonna be filled with number, and my mission is to fill all these numbers based on these three rules. And the rules are actually like each row, each column, and each those 3 by 3 boxes are gonna have only one number. So we cannot use same number twice in any row or column or 3 by 3 sub boxes. So I will start with getting the state of the current grid. Then I am gonna write the function to backtracking. With backtracking function, I will get the return value, like if I should move to the next cell or not. So I will start right away. It's gonna take a lot of time, I guess. Length of the board. Then I am gonna get 3 data structure to store in range and calls range, and technically, like in those data structure are gonna be array that are gonna include 9 dictionaries to store all the current values on the grid. After that, I will loop through entire grid and for R, and then for column in range N, and I am gonna check if the current board has value or not. In order to check this, like it's not gonna be empty to write this. I'm gonna say if it's not equal to that. Now I will get the current value. Current value will be board row and C, and then I need to write the helper function here in order to decide in which box am I in. Like if I am in this, like let's say in the last cell, this belongs to second sub boxes. So I need to determine it. In order to box ID, I am gonna write a helper method box ID. So let me get down here, def get box ID self, and I am gonna decide this based off the row and column. So row value is, or actually just row, is equal to R floor times 3, then call is equal to. There are too many different ways to achieve this, and this is the easiest way I remember, because I am just using the floor operation here. Row plus call. Okay. Now I decide which box I am based on R and C. So I am gonna say in boxes array, get the box ID, whichever number is like 7, 6 index, and place the value in that dictionary, and I am gonna, its value is gonna be true, because when I loop through the entire grid, in order to check if it is empty or not, this will give me the answer. Row boxes box ID, row is gonna be R, value is gonna be equal to true, and then call is gonna be C1, and value is gonna be true. So far all I did to get the state of the current grid, and then after that I am gonna call backtrack function, and this is gonna be a recursive function. And whenever you decide to call a recursive function, you have to decide, like, you have to think about which arguments you have to pass. First I need to pass the board, then I need to pass all the state arrays, which is boxes, rows, calls, and then I am gonna put the starting point, zeroed index for column and row. And then now I need to write a backtracking method, backtrack self text board, boxes, and what else, columns, calls. So I should go rows first, rows, calls, and R and column, right? So whenever you start to write the recursive function, first thing you have to think about the base case. Base case is technically is gonna point you that when you should end this cycle. And if I hit the last row, plan board, or I hit the last column, if I get there, that means so far all the values that I put was correct, so I will return true. And then I will I have two options for each cell: if cells are empty or not empty. If cells are empty, I am gonna just check to find the correct value. If or is equal to dot, then I am gonna loop through like from 1 till 9, because the only numbers I can use are the digits from 1 till 9 till 10. For num in range 1, 10. In Python, in range function, 10 is not inclusive, so I am telling that a loop through till 10, but don't include 10. So again I need to get the box ID based on row and column, and then I will get the current box, in which current box I am in, boxes, box ID. Then I am gonna get the current row, rows are, and then I'm gonna get the column, current column. And then since as you see the board values are gonna be string numbers, so I am gonna turn that digit to string now. Now I need to write another helper method to decide if which string value I can use. So to check if which one is available, I need to go through all these rows. I mean the current row, current column, and current box, that string number should not be inside. So I am gonna say if I am gonna write the helper method self box row call and number. Okay, if num in box or num in row or num in call, return false, else return to no. Actually, if it is if it is well, okay, yeah, correct. If they are in, that's not valid, so I will return false, then true. So I am gonna write my if statement. If self is valid, boxes, calls, rows, and string number if that is valid, first I am gonna add it to the grid. For that, empty space is gonna be string number, and then I am gonna update other state variables, box ID and string number is equal to true, then calls string number is equal to true, then for rows current row string number is equal to true. Now after I place this, I need to decide to move on, and when I move on, I need to make sure if I am at the edge in the last column or not, because if I am at the last column, the next step should for next step the column number is gonna be 0, because I will jump to this, the second row of the first column. So technically the row is gonna be jumped to next row. It will be row plus 1, but column is gonna be 0. So if I am at the last index of the column and board -1, okay, then I will check if this is I placed the right one. Boxes, rows, calls, if the next one r plus 1 and column is gonna be 0, return true. If I am not in the last column, that means I will just jump to the next column, but row is gonna be same. I will be still in this same row. So if C is there, so I will have else here. If backtrack again board, I think I keep messing up. It should be self backtrack, and here self backtrack board boxes, rows, columns. R is gonna be same. Now the column is gonna be +1. I am gonna return true, and if I don't return true so far, that means the string number that I placed is not the correct one. So I will delete it. Box string number, and then delete a row string number, and then delete a column string number, and also I will update the board to the empty. Okay, now this is for if cases, if it is an empty cell. But what if it is not empty cell? If it is not empty cell, I am not gonna do anything. I will just jump to the next I will call to the next backtracking function. So if C is equal to again in the last column or not, -1, then if backtrack again, it should be self. I'm sure I made too many mistakes. Self boxes, actually first board boxes, rows, columns, r plus 1, then column. No, column is gonna be 0 here. I am gonna return true. Okay, if, and then I'm gonna else statement. If it is not at the edge, I'm just gonna call again boxes, no board, then boxes, rows, calls. R is gonna be same. Now I'm gonna jump to the next column. Return. I just realized I made another self. Okay. I think if I didn't return true so far, I should return false, but I don't think that I need that actually, but I think that's it. Let me try it. Invalid syntax. Where did I forget comma? Boxes. Did I forget comma? Don't forget comma. Okay. If, of course, if dot return true, next row is not defined. Did you mean row? Rows, yeah, I meant rows. And calls, right? Name backtrack is not defined. Should be self backtrack. Okay. Getting expected output is, it looks like it's not validating because the first value is 1 and 1 is passing the validation. Self is valid, boxes, calls, rows, string number. Okay. Is valid if num in box, in row, or a num in column. I think it's not boxes, it is box, current box, current column. List indices must be integer or slices, not a string. What do you mean? Row? It should be row, not rows. Okay, what's the next? Oh, okay, looks good. Yeah, I think, yeah, it is 59%. It looks very good, and this is the solution. Since it is very long video, I think for the time complexity and space complexity, I am gonna make another video. And thank you for watching. I am so happy that I finished it without error.